Hey everyone, so I just finished recording the video and I just want to say this is a trigger warning for anyone that's in a bad place right now. This isn't like a happy, fun video really. It is looking back at traumatic events and how they are affecting you now. So if you aren't feeling up to something like that or you get triggered easily by certain things, I would suggest looking at one of my other videos. Like I have one pinned on my page about what makes you so attractive, amazing, something like that it's called, and you guys really are all beautiful and amazing, and I recommend that. I don't want anyone to get upset or feel worse. I want this to be helpful, which it is, but when it's the right time. So I love you guys, and I hope you're well, and just wanted to pop in and say that bye, or well, hi. Oh, and also, when I get emotional, I get really red, so my chest gets red. In this video, I can see before I'm even editing it. I don't really edit, but like, putting it together. So I'm okay. I just get red easily. I'm a pale Irish girl again. Yeah, just had to throw it out there because I'm looking at a clip right now and I am bright red. Hi everyone, welcome to today's Pick a Card. So today's going to be a really interesting one. It's one I've been wanting to do for a while since I got this deck. It's called Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle, and these are the most detailed cards I've ever seen, so I wasn't really sure how to incorporate it. So I used them once with a client and it actually really correlated to a current life lesson. So yeah, today we are going to figure out what one of your past lives are and how it relates to your life now and what lesson from that past life is to be learned so you can move forward. So hopefully this will be really helpful for you. If you are someone that does not believe in past lives, this is obviously probably not the video for you unless you just want some entertainment, I guess. But I personally believe that we all have past lives, many past lives. There are a few people, or more than a few, I don't know how many, does anyone, but that are brand new souls to this planet, but the majority of us have definitely lived many past lives. So I'm asking Spirit today to provide information on a specific past life that correlates to this present life, this present moment, and what life in the past will be most important to you to know about now so you can grow and learn from it. And there may be some karmic lesson to be learned so you can move on to another life after this and not repeat it, if that makes sense. So we have 3 groups to choose from. I took a picture beforehand so you can pick based on the stone. So we're going to go over your identity, the time frame, location, how you died, and then the lesson to be learned. And then we're also going to try and get some more information, or we will get some more information, like the archetype related to that lesson. That'll make more sense when we get there. And I also have some tarot cards and some soul lesson cards if needed to clarify anything. We'll just see how it goes. I'm guessing we'll grab a few of those. I was going to use like some of my dice and stuff, but I don't know if the zodiac really, it matters in this case, This is more about like what generation, like what time frame, like this goes way back. So I have the book right here just in case I have to reference anything. Like I've done, when I did a past reading, it said the Bronze Age, and I knew that was a long time ago, but I couldn't tell what exact year. And I think that's in the back here. Like this will go way back. I think I just saw it. So since I said it, now I have to look because I forgot. But it's like that was like the time when they first started to write on walls. Like cavemen started to become more evolved, like with communication. The early Bronze Age lasted approximately 3,300 to 2,000 BC. Yeah, am I even saying that right? 3,300. Yeah. So a long time before Jesus. That's what before Christ means. I haven't thought about that in a long time. But anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. We're going to figure out what past life is important to you right now. Unless you're one of those few that is brand new to this earth. Well, welcome. But yeah, okay. So our first group, we have Lemon Topaz. Sorry about that, guys. I got cut off, and I hope my mic has been on this whole time. Oops. So we're starting with group number 1, Lemon Topaz. And when I started this earlier, it said 333 on the timer when I said that. So I hopefully still got that part in. If not, I am repeating it. But just in case that is relevant for you. So Spirit If I'm looking over here, it's just because I listed off what I want to know. I'll just put it right under the camera. Spirit, please provide information on the past life that is most relevant to the present moment for our group number 1. First, I would like to know their identity. Then we are going to identify the time frame and location and what their life was like, how they died, the lesson to be learned from that past life, and then we'll use the backside of the card and figure out the archetype related to the lesson. And if called to do so by you, we will get some tarot cards or other oracle cards as well. So what was the identity of group 1's past life? How did they identify? The identity is husband. So you were a male. And your role in this past life that was relevant to current is husband. So even if you're a different gender now, that doesn't matter. It's all about the lesson and everything like that. We can be any sex in any life. It's about energies. So when was this? What was the time frame of this past life that is important right now in this present moment to learn from? Age of discovery. I'm not sure what that means, so let's take a look in the book really quick. Does that mean like when they discovered Earth? Who? See, I knew I would have to reference this and there's some things I should have said this in the beginning that could be a little dark, but that's how life was. Like, think about how tough life can be now for some people, groups of people, and think about historic times. So they don't hold back in this book, which I appreciate actually. Okay, where is this part? Sorry. Where does it say it? Oh, I'm looking in the wrong part. Okay, the age of discovery lasted approximately 1400 to 1600. The period witnessed European overseas exploration, colonialism, missionary work, and commerce. Oh, like Columbus. In 1492, Columbus discovered the Americas and much change occurred. European diseases made their way to Americas, which resulted in the deaths of indigenous populations. Indigenous people in Africa and the Americas were exploited or enslaved. Okay, that makes more sense to me. I wasn't sure what they meant by discovery. So that it was back when Christopher Columbus discovered America, and they also, yeah, so that seems to be the main thing. But that is when a lot of overseas exploration happened. Okay, so between 1400 and 1600, and you were a male, but the role of husband is important. So where was the location? I guess this could have been in the Americas, or this could relate to life. You know, it doesn't mean you were one of the people that came to America. We don't know yet. North America. That actually, most of these don't say that, so that makes sense. So your husband, the age of discovery between 1400 and 1600, so North America. So your past life, you were likely either one of the indigenous people, or you were someone that came to America around that time. Okay. What other information? You let us know how they died, any trauma, death and trauma, please. Death and or trauma. It says, for death, a natural disaster. I wonder, I'm not sure if this is it. We'll get more information, but I was thinking, like, would a natural disaster be, I know what natural disasters are, but I wonder if there was something like on the sea during the journey, natural disaster, or that could be something like, you know, like hurricane, tornado, earthquake, is what I'm thinking. I'm sensing water has to do with this, but and what is the lesson to be learned? And if it wasn't a natural disaster, some trauma you could have also had to do. Oh, so it says natural disaster is a death, but for trauma it says exile. This card says North America too, so that makes me think. And this says trauma disaster, so wow, that's interesting. I was shuffling, they're similar, so that confirms it. But let's see, where is the lesson on here? Overcoming loss. So you may have lost a child or a wife. Since it says husband, I'm guessing there is some loss with your wife. So this is during the Age of Discovery in North America, and your death, it seems like, was a natural one, but your lesson is overcoming loss. So I wonder if you're part of an indigenous tribe. What was the archetype related to this lesson of overcoming loss, please, Spirit? Yeah, on that same card with overcoming loss, it says magic base. So I think, yes, that's definitely coming through right now. Wow. And the archetype is destruction. Yes. I can like feel this awful energy. People came in and destroyed your home, and your wife was killed, and maybe your children too. I'm about to cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. So I'm not sure. Let's get some. Maybe there are some current issues to overcome relating to relationships. Maybe because of this past life, you have trouble. Well, it could be one of two things. You could cling on to people, like emotional connections. It could be all types, like your children, your friends, your lover, your partner. You can really cling on to them, like desperately, like you don't want them to leave you. You feel like you'll just like die if they leave you type thing. I know that's like, I don't really mean I'll actually die, but like that's how you feel. Like you feel you just have to grasp on so closely to relationships. Or you can be like kind of self-sabotaging and don't have any relationship because you're so afraid of loss inside. So I think, so your lesson is to overcome this awful thing that happened to you, this loss of a loved one, and that has to do with allowing yourself to love again in a healthy, positive way. And I think also this sounds awful. It's hard to say sometimes unless you get it, like forgiving who just like the people that destroyed your life and your loved ones and stuff, and moving forward. I think that would be really important to overcome that loss, that feeling. I bet there's something in this present life. I mean, it makes sense. Look at the world today, but something in this present life, you might get overly like angry and like triggered at things you see on the news. I mean, there's a lot of bad things on the news. Like a lot of us get triggered, but like really triggered sometimes by injustices, or maybe you get jealous, or like it's got to do with relationships and also just oppression of groups of people in general. Maybe you even devote your life to a cause to help other people or something like that, or maybe that could be something that could help you. Let's get one more card here and see if it relates, and then we'll do the lesson card, oracle cards, and get a few tarot cards to see how, because it's clear like that was an awful thing, and that would, so I think there is relationship issues and anger issues likely right now. That's identity lover, yeah. Well, on here it says, I used to not know what this means. It says spinster, maybe you haven't settled down, like we were saying, oppression. On here it says identity lover. This goes with it really well too. And it says world war on here. It wasn't a world, well, it was a war on your people. So even if you don't identify with any of this in your current life about like being a Native American or, you know, an indigenous group of some sort, part of a tribe. Doesn't matter what race you are now, what gender or anything like that. It's all about this karmic energy that you're feeling. And to overcome feelings of anger and sadness and loneliness and loss or unhealthy attachments to people. I think it definitely has to do with people. So let's get a card here. So I hope that's helpful to examine maybe patterns and behaviors now and understand maybe more so why, and reflect on that and think about how you can move forward. That's the whole point, really, of because a lot of us have these triggers, these things, and there's not really much sense of it, or maybe there is, but not like to the intensity we feel. So looking into past lives, is a way to feel, really feel those emotions and understand them better, and then move forward and then complete that karmic lesson. I mean, it's not like it ever goes away, but it'll make your relationships better. Okay. Yes. You'll realize the lesson to be learned once you are able to get over this loss. Look at what came up. Abundance will flow in. I think this loss you experienced in the past has made you feel such lack. No matter what you have, you don't feel maybe loved enough or that you have enough. This loss too could be like when people came and took your land, your family, and whatever, everything, and disease came and stuff. Maybe now you don't like spending money, or you don't like giving up resources. I don't know. It could be different for each person, but once a way to overcome loss, like once you do that, is you'll see life in more abundant, and more abundance will come through because you let go of that mentality and opened up this channel to receive more love, because you've been denying yourself that love because of this past loss. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. So you had this awful experience in the past, and I know it hurts still, but once you, I hate saying forgive, but you know what I mean? You have to move on and allow yourself to be loved again, and allow yourself to feel abundant. And it might not be easy to be grateful all the time, but that will help too. Just be grateful that you were able to come back to another life and make this one better. If it's more in your control these days. So, gosh, I'm trying to. I don't think I'm going to use tarot. So that's what I have for you, Group 1. I hope this was helpful and this gives you something to reflect on and makes sense. Let me know how it resonated. I know this is pretty heavy, but sorry, I always laugh when I'm not supposed to. I don't mean that I'm laughing, but it was kind of heavy to do. This was a past life, and it wasn't easy. I mean, life isn't easy in general ever, but I hope this was helpful and helps you move forward in a more positive direction. And yeah, I hope you guys consider subscribing before you go if you haven't already. And I hope you guys have a great day or night, whatever time it is. I'm so grateful for you, and I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one, I hope, Group 1. Bye. Okay, let's move on to group number 2. So I'm just going to ring the bell a little bit. I don't normally do this, but this is a pretty heavy thing, at least the last one was, past life work. I don't know if I gave a good enough explanation in the beginning, but a lot of this stuff could be dark, especially because, think about bad things that happen now. In the past, it was so much more brutal. But knowing this information can help you move forward and understand certain triggers and things in your life currently. Once you understand that, it could help you move on and learn this karmic lesson and just be so much happier, or at least feel like just you understand yourself a little bit better, So, Spirit, can you please give us the identity of group number 2's past life? What was their identity in the past life that is most relevant, most important to know about for any lessons to be learned in this current present life, in this present moment? Thank you so much, Spirit. Did 2 come here? Oh, 3. We just want 1. Okay. Interesting. Wife. I say interesting because the last one said husband. So being a wife, so you were female and wife was your identity. It does not matter what you identify as now or anything like that. It's all about energy and what happened in that past life. So you were female and wife. Being a wife was important to this past life. Spirit, what was the time frame for this life? Spirit, what was the time frame? Pre-Columbus Americas. Wow. There are so many cards in here, and it's not the same as last groups. I'm gonna say wow all the time because this is just so interesting to me. And the last one came together really well, so I'm hoping and assuming this one will too. So wife, pre-Columbian America. So I'm just gonna reference this to I'm sorry if I'm like sniffly. I almost started crying last readings. The pre-Columbian era period before Columbus settled America occurred approximately 10,000 BC and AD 1492. This period covers the history of the indigenous cultures that existed before the Americas were given this name. Notable cultures that existed during this time include the Olmec. I'm so sorry if I don't know how to pronounce all of these. I should know how to say this. I know how to say it, but I can't think of it. Tenoctolon? Or something. Is it? It looks like it's missing one, but I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. I got a little too excited that I think I got Tenoctolon, or something similar. Mayan, Zapotec, Mixtec, Huasadtec, Purapica, Toltec, and Aztec. Obviously, the more common, or the ones, Mayan and Aztec are the only ones I'm sure of pronunciation. I apologize if I'm butchering anything. No disrespect here. Just, what's the word? I don't know. I need to study this stuff more. Anyways, Toltec I remember from history too. This age also witnessed growth of the knowledge of astronomy, math, pyramid building, medicine, and the creation of calendars. Cool. I already get this vibe that you're very smart. So you have the wife, the identity, pre-Columbian America. Okay, pretty sure we know the location, but let's see. I guess it's possible that you weren't there though in this era, you know, but that's the time frame, you know. Okay. Okay, yeah, the location on this card is Africa. So pre-Columbian Americas in Africa. That's still actually relevant. Obviously, everything is, but I think a lot of, slavery was like post-Columbus, especially. I think it increased around that time. So, but excuse me if my history is off on anything, you guys. I am here out of love and to help you guys. So, can you give us information on the death and or trauma of this past life? We have two here. For trauma, it says material loss, and death is childbirth. So some of you could have died during childbirth, and for others, this could have just still been a trauma in that same life. Material loss, maybe things were, so that means something was taken from you, like your home, your land. This wanted to come out. Oh, there's multiple. Spirit, can you please provide us the lesson to be learned with this past life? Oh, there's wife on that card too, so. The lesson to be learned. Peace. At first, I was going to tell this card because I was staring at this. I was like, oh, but that's not what I said I'd do. But it says the same thing almost on the back. So I think it's making more sense now. the main trauma is the main thing. A lot of women, sadly, used to die during childbirth. They still do. Some do. But your home, your land was taken from you. And war was started. Your life was disrupted. And that seems to be still affecting your current life. And the lesson to be learned is peace. Can you give us an archetypal or more information? Archetype related to this lesson to be learned. More information, please, Spirit. Wisdom keeper. On the top it says wise person. So I think you were, yes. I think you were part of a culture where you were very respected. You were like the wise, like I'm getting, it doesn't say this here, but like a medicine woman type person. And you had like secrets, maybe like, I know some people don't like this word, it doesn't matter, we're talking about past lives anyway. It's like kind of like a witch, you know, like you were the one that like knew all the information, you knew how to help people, and people really respected you. Look at that owl there and the moon. So you were very intuitive as well as intelligent. And a long time ago, like I know, like women were actually way more respected in the past. Like you can look up, like for when did it happen? It was around like the 12. I wish I was better at history. I can't tell you exact years, but you were a part of a matriarchal community, tribe, whatever you want to call it, and you were really highly regarded and very intelligent, and you had this community and life was going well and you lived well and people respected you, and then all of a sudden peace was taken. You lost everything and peace was gone. And I think it was really hard for you to move past this or understand it, because you were so connected to the divine, and you know, and you're like, how could this happen? How could this destruction happen? So in this lifetime, you're supposed to, you have to learn how to control this anger and like understand that destruction happens, and you know, it doesn't make sense. Like bad things happen, and sometimes there's nothing you can say or do. Like when, you know, when someone loses a child, you can't be like, well, it's just their time, you know, like that. I mean, I think there is a plan for most things, but you can never explain that traumatic thing, stuff like that. There's no good explanation. So I think now you might get very angry at any sort of injustice, which, you know, so maybe you get triggered more than normal, like even on things like someone not treating you well, like not holding the door open for you type thing, like little things like that. I mean, that's still like rude when people are like cutting you off and just people being rude and disrespectful angers you to a point that's not normal, you know, like it's still like something like anyone would be like, what an asshole, you know, but like it really triggers you. If that resonates with you, this is definitely your pile. And I think your lesson really has to do with life isn't always in our control. That doesn't mean there isn't a higher power being, you know, and sometimes some things just don't make sense, but it's best to not fight, and it's just forgive and let go. And doesn't mean what people do is right, but don't use your energy on bad things. Use your energy for peace. And I think you can actually do a lot of good in this lifetime. You may already be doing something good to restore peace. And we're living in a time now that, you know, there's a lot of causes that could probably be aggravating you. And maybe you're feeling really upset lately, understandably so, but even more so, you know, because of this. Spirit, is there anything else? Yeah, I just looked down, it says murder. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much implied, but you lost things, people were murdered, and I think you had to do some things too to defend yourself and your family. And maybe you have some guilt about that too, about hurting others, but it was in defense, but still, you were a wise, peaceful, I want to say elder. I think you didn't, I know it says some of you died during childbirth, but I hate to say it, but I think that was maybe while you were enslaved, not in a good environment. So it was already, the trauma was before that, but yeah, I think this also has to do with the anger, but you had to defend yourself. People had to defend yourself. Maybe your husband at the time, was killed. So guilty conscience. Yeah, it's time to let go of any hate towards yourself and others. It's easier said than done. Let's see what lesson from here. This helped in the last groups. Let's see. So I know, this is some heavy stuff, but I hope this helps you think about what triggers you now and helps you be less triggered, or just understand yourself better is the whole point. Yeah, be grateful for what you have now. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Life isn't fair, like we were saying. Bad things happen to good people sometimes, but don't dwell on the past. Think about what you have currently and be grateful. Even if life isn't amazing, think about how bad it used to be, and just be grateful that you have a phone or computer or TV to watch this on right now. You have likely light and food and people who love you, whether you believe it or not. The world might be messed up, but your inner world doesn't have to be now. So you can literally get a journal and just write off what you're grateful for. It can be literally anything. I am grateful for you too. I literally am. I write that on my gratitude list all the time. I am grateful for my phone. I am grateful for my cat. I love my cat so much. I am grateful for this oracle deck, even though it is really heavy and it made me cry. It really has helped me learn to move forward. Stuff, whatever the hell. I'm just looking around naming things because I literally am grateful for my MacBook that's right here. So grateful, even though it barely works anymore. It's old. It still works. And I'm so grateful I have this. I'm so grateful I have an audience. You guys watching, I have friends. You guys are my friends. So that'll really help you with this process. And you deserve happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Yeah, Spirit wants you to live freely now. You are free. You are free. Look at those, dolphins. Just think about dolphins. Have that energy. Just be free and have fun and don't. I know sometimes we do have to think about the serious things in life, but you need some moments to get away from that. Turn off the news, get outside, be grateful for what you have. But that is what I have for you, group 2. I hope this was helpful. I hope it wasn't too heavy for you. But sometimes, the best lessons come from heavy shit. But yeah, so, I have a lot of other videos that are much more uplifting and stuff. If you want to go see what makes you so attractive video, that's pinned on my page or whatever. But anyways, thank you so much, group 2, for being here. My camera's about to time out, but yeah, if you guys haven't already, I hope you consider subscribing before you go, and I hope that means I will see you in the next one. I'm so grateful for you. I love you. Bye, group 2. Oh, look how red I am. Group 3. This has been an emotional reading for everyone else, so I hope you're ready for it. If not, come back another time. But yeah, so past life readings and stuff can be pretty dark, but really helpful. That's the whole point of it, is to be helpful, to learn why certain things trigger you now or make you upset, or why you have certain blockages and how you can move forward. Just understanding yourself better is incredibly helpful. So Spirit, for group 3, can you please give us the identity of a past life that is relevant to their present life at this moment? What past life will be helpful to know about, to learn from, for our group number 3? Young female. Even if you're not a female now, I think I said this in the intro, but if I didn't, it's all about energy, and it doesn't matter. You can come back as a boy, girl, neither, whatever the hell, any life. So in this specific life that's important, you were a young female. And when was the time frame, Spirit? Where is it? Neolithic Revolution. Every single group I've had to grab this book. History is not my forte. I wish I knew more. I'm learning. I have all my degrees in sciences, so I didn't really have to take too many history courses. I didn't think I wanted to know history until recently, to be honest. Okay. Damn. Also known as the Agricultural Revolution, the Neolithic Revolution is a period between 10,000 and 2000 BC. It marks a transition from nomadic hunting and gathering to practicing farming and grazing livestock. Due to this transition, groups became less nomadic and more permanently settled. Oh, okay. So young female in the Neolithic Revolution, and where was their location? Lost civilization. I just want to see what they say about that. So it was somewhere that's no longer a place? Well, I've only had to look at this book for the time frame. Let's see what this says. You may have lived in a location on Earth that has become lost to humanity due to our lack of knowledge of it. Interesting. Okay. And can you tell us death and or trauma that is relevant in this past life, please, Spirit? Lost civilization. So that makes sense with the time frame. That's a long time ago. You're an old soul with that. That's awesome. Has anyone ever told you that you're an old soul? Even though you're young during this one, so you don't have to identify that way. Oh, whoa. Okay. The lesson is, wait, we're not there yet. That must be, I'm going to look back at that because I almost said that. So, trauma, mental illness, and death with suicide. Okay. And what is the lesson to be learned? On that card, I said it might be relevant. It's forgiveness. So I'm guessing you want to forgive yourself or for her, maybe say like your mother or family or something. Maybe, I don't know why. Forgiveness to yourself, I feel like, is relevant. But what is the lesson? Can you confirm or give us the lesson, please, Spirit? Passive conformity. I need to look at the book again. I think I got it, but I don't want to tell you guys the wrong thing. I wonder if it tells us in here. Well, for mental illness, it says you may have suffered trauma due to mental illness or dementia. The trauma may have been due to the symptoms you experienced or discrimination, abandonment, or abuse you endured. Your lesson might have been to go against the norm, risking others' disapproval. This included letting go of conforming to others' rules or expectations so you could think of yourself and make your own decisions. I think maybe there's something that made you not fit in. This was so long ago, I don't think this is an exact correlation, but it's just an example for current times. I actually talked about this today, so it must be relevant, but for feeling like you didn't fit in or like you weren't like everyone else leading to your suicide. I'm going to try really hard not to cry right now. When I was a little kid, I had a babysitter and he came out as gay and his parents didn't accept him and he killed himself. And I talked about that today, so it must be relevant to this past life. I don't know if that's the specific thing, but that makes me so sad, you know, but it was to that level. And I'm sorry that happened to you. And can we get an archetype related to this lesson, please? No, sorry. I've been like sniffling this whole thing, this whole reading. But gotta go through the hard times to learn and appreciate what we have now, right? Okay. What is the archetype related to this lesson? Air disaster. Sorry, I might have to grab tissue in a second. I'm just going to confirm this with another. I think that card came out for a different reason. I just looked at it and I think you hung yourself. I need to put a trigger warning on this video in the beginning because this is pretty, but that's what I see from that card. But what is the archetype related to this lesson? Conformity. Swindler. Swindled. Let's look and see what that says in the book. Sorry, I know it's annoying when I look in the book, but it'll also give me time to stop like crying. It says, you may have been cheated or robbed. Likely you never saw it coming. If the person who cheated you was someone you loved, the experience might have left you feeling confused or traumatized. Do you feel currently in this life misled, blindsided, or cheated by someone? Has being deceived or conned in the past left you with lingering insecurities when it comes to trusting others? If so, what do you think you could do to help yourself and move forward? I could see how that relates to non-conforming. Maybe you're afraid people will deceive you, like they act like they accept you and then they don't. I hope that makes sense. And you could have been, sorry, I really am sniffly, but we're getting towards the end. I don't want to stop. I want to look. I feel called to look at one more card for you guys. And then we'll get a lesson too. You know, I've pulled philanthropist. I think you thought differently than other people in some way. Like you were very smart and had looked at life in a lens like far advanced, and people thought you were like the devil or something, and people you loved, I think, sold you out, like told people you were crazy or something like that. And it led you to feel so devastated that someone you loved could hurt you so badly that you took your life. So I think now you might have issues like we were saying, what we were just reading earlier, also with the relationships, feeling like someone's just always going to cheat on you or lie to you. Like there's trust issues for sure. God, I can't believe how red I am. The whole time. Look at my cheeks too. I'm sorry. When I get emotional or like anything, I get red. I hope that's not bothering anyone. I know it looks extreme. So not about me right now. I'm sorry. It's like me trying to stop my emotions and focus on you. So yeah, I think definitely the lesson to be learned is, and like understand why you might have issues with trust or relationships or lying or cheating both ways. Maybe you keep being with people that cheat on you or you cheat, like or maybe you lie, or it could be the other person too. It can go either way with this karmic lessons. And now it could make more sense. Like you were so deceived in the past to the point where you took your own life. And I'm so, I really hope I'm not triggering anyone, but the bright side is now you understand why you might have these emotional or like relationship problems currently. And you need to forgive yourself, forgive the people that hurt you in the past, and don't let them interfere with your current relationships anymore. Forgive them and let go and move forward. Understand that's the reason now, and put your guard down. Like maybe you have a lot of boundaries or no boundaries, and this will just really, I think the whole release, you should do like a releasing ritual. Something just flew out. Let's see what it says. Acceptance. I am learning to accept the things I cannot change. And I also feel like, understand that you're accepted now. There's people for you, no matter what you identify as, no matter what your thoughts are. Like in the past, it wasn't so accepting, but now, I accept you. I love you. I don't know this is a general reading, so I don't know what exactly is going on currently, but you can't change the past. So at least now you can understand the past a little bit better. And you don't have to conform and do what everyone says. You can, obviously be a good civil person, but you can still be you now. You can be you now. And if people aren't out to get you, it's just a time right now to really look at your relationships and how you react to them and how you act. And relate to this reading and accept yourself, forgive awful things that happened in the past, and understand that not everyone now is as terrible, and that if they are, then there's people out there that will accept you for who you are. And you don't have to put on a mask anymore. Like maybe, not like saying you did before, maybe you're afraid now though because of that, so you wear all these masks and feel like you aren't being your authentic self. But now it's time to accept who you are, love who you are. I love who you are. Yes. And then, this came out earlier. And then your life will be so much more abundant because you're going to see more beauty in it. And you're not going to be looking out for bad people. You're going to be looking out for good people. You're not going to just be expecting bad things to happen. Expect to be cheated on. Expect someone to be mean to you or whatever the hell it is. Expect people to not like the real you or something. Like, no. People are the real you is the best you. And once you accept that, you'll realize that life can be so much more abundant. I am a limitless being. You are a limitless being and can manifest whatever you desire in this physical reality. So I hope this helped understand yourself better and move forward in a more abundant, loving life. And things are going to be, I'm just get this feeling right now coming over me that this might be tough. This whole reading was very tough, but it helped so much to understand and move forward and forgive yourself and love yourself more. So I love you. I keep saying that, but I do. I'm gonna go blow my nose. I've been like crying, holding back the tears this whole reading, but I hope this is helpful. I hope this wasn't triggering to anyone in a bad way. You gotta be triggered to make change sometimes, but if you need help or anything like that, I'm going to leave information down below, or just comment or email me. I'd love to talk to you guys. Love to be friends. We are friends. Everyone here in this community, I love you guys. You're my friends, and I'm here for you always. And I love you guys. I hope you consider subscribing before you go if you haven't already, and that means I will see you in the next reading. Bye. I love you.